Now, Madness have had an incredible 2012 and are about to release their 10th studio album. Before we speak to lead singer Suggs, should we remind ourselves of why they are one of Britain's best-loved bands? Since starting out in 1976, Madness has gone on to become one of the most successful bands in British history. The seven friends from North London dominated the music scene in the 80s, holding the record for the most weeks spent by a group in the singles charts. Over 3 decades, they've clocked up 17 top 10 singles, and although they've all had some time out, they're still together and going strong. This summer, they had the starring role at the Queen's Diamond Jubilee concert, playing live from the roof of Buckingham Palace, as well as getting the party started at the Olympic closing ceremony. And Suggs joins me now, just hearing some of those old tracks. I've got a little 6-year-old, and she loves them. She doesn't know anything about you or who you are, but loves them. There's something very sort of joyous and fun about those tracks.
Yeah, you know, people have asked me why those songs have resonated to this day, and I think we genuinely were having a great time. I mean, we were kind of kids ourselves when we started the band, and you know, those videos, we were genuinely having the best time. Yeah.
I bet,
yeah.
I bet. And so you're back,
Indeed.
30 years on.
Indeed.
Well, still here really, because you've never really kind of gone away, but it has been a while since the last studio album, hasn't it?
Yeah, it takes a long time to get the organism of madness going in that direction. But I think it's only 4 years this time, which was quick for us. But yeah, things have been great for the band at the moment. Yeah, it couldn't be better, no.
Yeah, because we were saying, you know, there you were on the roof of Buckingham Palace. I mean, that must be extraordinary. And I was thinking, I wonder if it is extraordinary for you as it would be for someone who's just had their first hit, or whether it's even more so, really. Because you get it more, don't you? You know how big it is to be there.
Yeah,
still.
sure. Yeah, I don't know if it could have got any more surreal than it was, you know, no matter how long we've been around. Yeah, I mean, because the weirdest thing was the rehearsing the day before, because they blocked off the Mall, and it was like as if, you know, the end of the world had come. And when we actually drove into Buckingham Palace, it was a very strange feeling indeed, yeah.
I bet.
Our keyboard player was kind of getting a bit freaked out. We had to sort of just say, look, this is just happening and don't think about it too much. And what we're doing on the roof of Buckingham Palace.
Because they had snipers, didn't they, to protect you or something? You had a bum nose, it could have all gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, to protect us or to protect the royal family, one or the other, yeah.
And you got to chat to the Queen, and
I did, yes, yes.
What did you say to her?
I said the old Tommy Cooper joke, which is, are you still into football, Mum? And she said, not particularly. I said, can I have your cup final tickets then? And she said, that's Tommy Cooper.
I love the fact she called you on it.
I know. Because that must have been 40, 50 years ago when he first did that.
And you took tea as well, backstage, and spilt a bit.
I actually dropped my cup on the floor.
Suggs,
yes,
on the
raw
carpet?
I know. Princess Beatrice pulled me up and said, you can't be dropping stuff on my granny's carpet. But fortunately, I survived head intact to tell the tale.
To tell the tale. And then your summer just got better and better, really, because you're there at the closing ceremony of the Olympics.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you'd said last year that these two events were coming in the same year, it would have been hard to believe. But, well, in fact, we were invited to play at both. But, yeah, once again, another very surreal experience. The rehearsals took place at the old Ford factory at Dagenham, in this old kind of car park that had a lot of potholes. And it was at that point I realised there was nothing to hold on to on the back of that lorry.
Oh, crikey.
So the fear that I was going to fall off in front of 75 billion viewers. And also we were put in this sort of holding shed before we actually went out live at the end of the ceremony. And on our right were One Direction, who are lovely young chaps, and on our left were the Pet Shop Boys on bicycles with traffic cones on their heads, while we were all being slowly asphyxiated by carbon monoxide. And I actually forgot the first line to Our House, which I've been singing for 30 years, as the lorry pulled out into the stadium. But we got away with it.
You totally did get away with it. You've all been friends for such a long time, and even though you've done your own things, you've all stuck together, and you write together as well. Is that part of the secret, do you think? The fact that you grew up before you were famous and knew each other, and you all write, and is that part of why it's so successful? And
yeah, definitely. You know, we are like some strange surrogate family, you know. Some of us known each other since we were 12, 13 years old. Yeah, I mean, you know, friendship was the most important thing. I mean, we formed the band for something to do, you know, like most young kids who form bands. And, you know, the music and everything else was a kind of byproduct of our friendship, and still is, you know. I mean, we really enjoy each other's company most of the time. I mean, we fight like everybody else. But there's a great energy, that comes from the 7 of us having known each other for so long, and worked together for so long, which is still apparent on occasions.
And a lot of members of your band were single-parent families. Do you think that gave you a unique perspective in a way?
Very possibly. I mean, we talk about that a bit. I mean, we did kind of grow up together. I mean, the band, we started when I was about 16 or 17, so there was a lot of growing up to do. And we shared a lot of that along the way, and probably there is an element of that surrogate family thing that comes from the fact that most of us were from broken homes, as they're called.
And My Girl 2 is a new single out today. And it is a continuation of My Girl, the huge hit from Madness before. So do they kiss and make up in this, or is she still mad at you?
Yeah. I mean, Mike, the keyboard player, wrote the original My Girl, and this is his follow-up. He's on his second wife now. So,
oh, is he? Right.
So I think it is about
My Girl 2.
It's a slightly different girl. Yeah, so maybe, in the first one he was, busy at home watching television on his own, and now he's more prepared to go out and have a meal with her.
It's all very grown up.
Yes, it's a bit more grown up. Yeah, I mean, really, the songs that we write have always been kind of pop songs to a greater or lesser extent. But obviously, what you write about changes. It'd be impossible now to write about your first girlfriend or being 16. So, without being indulgent, you try and write, from the experiences you're having now.
Yeah, which is fantastic. So we got the new single, the new album, and are you going to do your own tour as well?
Yeah, I've been doing a one-man show, which I'm going to do more of next year. I was going to do a bit more this year, but,
Oh, Bowley!
There you are.
Events, there we go, look at that. So, events, with what we've already talked about in terms of what happened to the band this year, it just meant I couldn't really do everything. So, I'm very pleased that everything's going so well for the band, especially with the new album out and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to postpone the one-man stuff till next year. But it's a very interesting experience, Well, certainly being on my own for the first time. I think it was Ray Davies who said when he went on solo for the first time, he said, it's the first time I've ever been on stage without having had a fight.
It's hard to argue with yourself, isn't it, really? Really lovely to chat to you. Thanks very much, Dean. Good luck with
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.